Hey everyone, good Wednesday evening and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks, Northeast Ohio and Western PA's most in-depth weather forecast video. We're going to take a look at the rest of the week and the weekend, of course, but we usually start these videos with a little review of what happened today, and it was a beautiful spring day today. It was more like it. After a couple of pretty gloomy days to kick off the week, we got up to 70 at the Youngstown Warren Airport today, 71 Akron, 72 in Cleveland, and the high was 69 degrees at Pittsburgh. And we're going to do a little bit better than this tomorrow afternoon. Another beautiful day coming up for tomorrow, but at this time of the year it's capable of not being very beautiful, as we've seen over the last couple of days. And it was 3 years ago that we had a really rough May 15th back in 2016. We had measurable snow. We had some snowflakes falling into air in the mid 40s in the afternoon on this date 3 years ago. High temperature was just 47, and it just goes to show you that we live in a part of the country that well into May sometimes we see a few random snowflakes, but not this time. We are done with snow this year. That is a guarantee, a lead cinch lock for us here in 2019. All right, again, beautiful day today. We started with sunshine, but you'll see on this time lapse, as we got into the late morning and especially in the afternoon, some cumulus clouds did start to bubble. Actually looked a little bit threatening in the sky at times this afternoon. There was enough moisture in these clouds to make them a little bit dark, but no rain came out of these, and it was overall a very, very nice day. Now, this will change tonight. So we have a weak cold front pushing in from the north and west, just enough to spark off some showers. There was some lightning earlier with this up in Michigan, parts of Ontario, but I doubt we have any lightning here tonight. But these showers will continue sinking off to the south and will graze parts of our area later on this evening. We'll get them out of the way in time for tomorrow, though. Again, a beautiful day coming up for tomorrow. The nation as a whole pretty quiet with some exceptions this evening. Severe thunderstorm watch up in the Dakotas this evening. And actually, most of the actions on the West Coast, and a lot of the actions are going to be on the West Coast in the coming days. Getting pretty late in the year to have a big rainy system like this impacting California. California's wet season typically is over by this time of the year. They get into their dry season late in the spring and into the summer, but they're going to get walloped with heavy rain. San Francisco, Oakland, up towards Northern California, up into the Pacific Northwest as well. And when we look out over the next week, a lot of the country is going to see a lot of rain, and this is bad news for the middle of the country. We're trying to plant corn out here, and the planting season is off to a rough start with all the rain that they've had in the middle of the country. West Coast getting walloped as well. I mean, places such as Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, a handful of inches of rain coming to those places over the next week. And again, it's a little late in the season for that sort of thing. East of kind of this zone, it won't be as wet, and that includes us. We're going to, of course, see a little bit of rain from time to time over the next week, but rainfall totals will not be as high as some places out in the middle of the country. All right, again, we get grazed by a couple of showers tonight, especially from Youngstown on north and east. The farther south and west you are, the smaller the risk for any wet weather. These will be long gone by the time you get up for your Thursday morning. And overall, a nice day for tomorrow. Good deal of sunshine. Warm front will chug through tomorrow evening and lead to a warm night tomorrow night. Now, speaking of tomorrow night, some of the high-res short-term modeling is kind of interesting for late tomorrow night, past midnight. Latest run of our in-house model here has a cluster of storms down towards Dayton, but some of the modeling has that cluster a little farther to the north. There's probably going to be a band of showers and storms somewhere in the wee hours of Friday morning, somewhere in Ohio. It's hard to say where, but wherever it goes, it could bring some pretty loud weather for a time early on Friday. Now, the rest of Friday's forecast is a little bit tricky. This front's going to continue sinking to the south. Does it sink far enough to the south that will be dry in the afternoon Friday? That's a tough call at this point. So we're going to allow for the chance of a shower and thunderstorm Friday afternoon. I kind of suspect that the atmosphere is going to try to dry out in the second half of the day on Friday. I'm not going to take any precipitation out of our forecast, but my gut feeling is Friday afternoon is not bad. And then the big question for the start of the weekend, we talked about this at length last evening on this video, how far north does this warm front push on Saturday? That'll have a big determination towards how warm our temperatures will get on Saturday. Today's model runs quite a bit warmer on Saturday. We took down our temperatures yesterday with the fear that the front's going to stall to our south. Worst case scenario, it may be no higher than 60. Today, the modeling came in, and there's pretty good model consensus now that the front is indeed going to push far enough to the north that we should have a pretty nice day on Saturday with warm temperatures as well. The day 2 severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk, kind of a 2 on the 1 to 5 scale, from western Ohio back through Chicago into parts of the Midwest as well, and has the marginal risk extending out here. Now, even though this is the day 2 outlook, our risk is not during the day tomorrow. It's tomorrow night. These outlooks cover 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. Thursday through 7 a.m. Friday. There's a low-end risk that some of those storms could be feisty in the wee hours of Friday morning. But again, over the weekend, this front looks like it's going to push far enough to the north that I've taken our high Saturday back up to 77. And Sunday, a real taste of summer. I think we'll get into the mid-80s on Sunday with a gusty breeze. And rain chances this weekend, pretty low. I left them in, 20% both Saturday and Sunday. With the warm front pushing back north on Saturday, that could be enough to trigger something. And with a warm and somewhat unstable air mass on Sunday, could be enough to spark a random afternoon shower or a storm. But don't cancel any outdoor plans this weekend. Vast majority of the time we'll be just fine and feeling mighty warm. Speaking of mighty warm, I tweeted about this earlier on today, in case you're not on Twitter or missed the tweet. Not only does it look warm this weekend, but I think as we head towards Memorial Day weekend, which is captured by this 8 to 14 day outlook, looks pretty warm. And we had a hot Memorial Day weekend last year. I think we're in for a repeat this year. All the cold, stormy weather is going to be out west, and we probably will have some of our warmest weather so far this season coming our way just in time for the holiday weekend, coming up in, hard to believe, a week and a half. So if you're a fan of the warmth, some things to look forward to as we wrap up the month of May. That'll wrap it up for this evening's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Thank you for watching. I'll see you back here on Thursday.